The Shinobi Alliance. Okay, you've seen fake Jinchuriki that were clones, parasites, even giant metal robots. But now, let's talk about the biggest fake army buff in ninja history, the entire Shinobi Alliance during the Fourth Great Ninja War. Yep, we're talking about thousands of shinobi, from rookies to retired uncles, suddenly glowing with Nine Tails chakra, like they walked out of a chakra-themed rave. How? Because Naruto decided to turn himself into a chakra battery pack and shared Kurama's power with everyone. No sealing rituals, no contracts, just chakra links and vibes. This wasn't a power-up for one chosen one. This was Naruto going full Oprah. You get a cloak! You get a cloak! Everyone gets a tailed beast cloak, and boom, instant pseudo Jinchuriki army. It was like Naruto activated a giant ninja group buff and turned the battlefield into a glowing MMO raid. With that level 1 cloak, soldiers ran faster, healed quicker, and got defense stats high enough to survive explosions that should have turned them into dust. Some even started launching Team Rasengans like it was the opening ceremony of the Chakra Olympics. Were they as strong as a real Jinchuriki? Not even close. But in terms of scale and impact, this moment turned the tide of the war. It was like Naruto passed out temporary God mode licenses to the entire shinobi world. The second the chakra ran out, these ninjas went right back to being basic. No cloak, no buffs. They were all tired soldiers trying not to die. So yeah, this was the AliExpress flash sale version of Jinchuriki powers. Limited time only, mass-produced, and incredibly useful while it lasted. Definitely one of the most wholesome fakes on the list.
Now, if you've made it this far, welcome to the amazing world of anime. This is the place for true fans like you, where we celebrate all the magic, action, and emotions anime brings to our lives. You've watched, you've felt the hype, you've been lost in these beautiful fantasy worlds, but, have you hit that subscribe button yet? Right now, almost 90% of you are watching without subscribing. Just imagine, if everyone hit sub, we could build one of the strongest anime communities out there. So, go ahead, click that subscribe button right now, so you won't miss any new episodes, deep dive breakdowns, or awesome anime content coming your way. Thank you so much.
Menma Namakazi. Alright, let's kick off this list with someone who's technically Naruto, but cooler, darker, and way more dramatic. Menma Namakazi. Yeah, you heard that right. The same guy who looks like Naruto, but somehow gives off the silent anti-hero who listens to emo music in the rain vibe. Menma only shows up in Road to Ninja, that alternate reality movie cooked up by Toby's Infinite Tsukuyomi test run. Basically, it's like Naruto's dream turned upside down. Everything feels familiar, but something's off. In that twisted genjutsu world, Naruto's the outcast, and Menma is the village's golden boy. But plot twist? Menma is not a good boy gone rogue. He's straight up evil, and he's got Kurama's chakra to prove it. Now here's where it gets spicy. Menma gains his power not through a traditional sealing like the real Jinchuriki, but by receiving chakra directly from Kushina, in the illusion world. Add in a Sharingan from Toby, because why not? And boom, you've got a pseudo Jinchuriki with villain level upgrades. It's like Naruto got DLC installed, but the file was corrupted, and now he's got boss music playing every time he enters a scene. His biggest flex? Firing off a chakra Armageddon bomb that nearly wipes Konoha off the map. We're talking about a 3XL size Rasengan of mass destruction. And while Naruto's usually all about heart and talk no jutsu, Menma is cold, calculated, and terrifyingly efficient with Kurama. No pep talks, only carnage. But let's be real. Even with all that power, Menma is still a product of Toby's seven-tailed chakra cocktail. He's a fancy illusion. A fake. There's no actual tailed beast sealed in him. Just some high-quality chakra cosplay with a side of trademark infringement on Naruto's whole brand. Still, fans loved him. And who wouldn't? He's got the edgy anti-hero energy, the cool black cloak, and a Rasengan that screams, "I don't need friends, I have destruction." Too bad he only exists in a movie. One chance, one giant fake bomb. What a guy. Kinkaku and Ginkaku. If Menma is fake Jinchuriki made in a lab, or rather a genjutsu, then Kinkaku and Ginkaku are the factory rejects who refused to die and somehow came out stronger. These two brothers from the hidden cloud are like if gold and silver got cursed by the gods and started hitting the gym every day after school. They're known as the Gold and Silver Brothers, two elite warriors of the Cloud Village who also happen to be distant relatives of the Sage of Six Paths. Yup, that sage. The guy who created ninjutsu and probably invented overthinking. These two knuckleheads decided to hunt Kurama using the sage's own tools, a deadly set of ninja weapons known as the treasured tools. But karma's a real thing in Naruto. The moment they tried to subdue Kurama, the Nine Tails snapped back like, nah, and swallowed them whole, full send, into the belly of the beast. Most people would be digested or at least emotionally scarred for life, but not these two. They stayed inside for 14 days, 2 full weeks, and survived by literally eating Kurama from the inside. Yeah, you heard me. They ate the Nine Tails while dancing, with Vina House playing in the background. Canon? Maybe not the music part, but hey, the chakra consumption is real. And what happens when you eat Demon Fox sushi for 2 weeks straight? You come out glowing with power. Kinkaku and Ginkaku survived. They absorbed enough of Kurama's chakra to partially transform into tailed beast states. Think Naruto in his Four Tails cloak, but add 200% ego boost and zero control. Not to mention, they still had those sage weapons to spam and chakra to fuel them like they drank 5 Red Bulls each. These guys were so broken they managed to kill Tobirama Senju, the second Hokage, in a brutal ambush with 20 backup ninjas. That's how they earned the title Cursed Butchers of the Hidden Cloud. Fake Jinchuriki? Sure, but they hit harder than some real ones. In the end though, Kurama did spit them back out like expired ramen, and despite all the chakra upgrades, they never truly became full Jinchuriki. But for a couple of belly-dwelling maniacs who turned a near-death experience into a power-up arc, that's high-quality fake right there. Sora. Moving down the list of fake Jinchuriki, let's talk about a guy who had all the right ingredients for greatness, but somehow still came out undercooked. Say hello to Sora, the bargain bin version of Naruto, who only exists in the anime filler arc. Sora is like if someone tried to build Naruto from spare parts, but didn't have the full instruction manual. The hair? Similar. The rage? Check. The tailed beast chakra? Kind of. His power came from leftovers. Literally. After Kurama went berserk and attacked Konoha, some of his chakra got scattered across the village, and Sora's dad, Kazuma, thought, hey, free power, scooped it up, and sealed it into his own kid. Boom. Instant pseudo Jinchuriki. But not the deluxe version like Naruto, more like beta testing. Sora ended up with a cursed right arm that could morph into a demonic limb whenever his emotions flared. One moment he's the quiet type, next moment he's punching holes through walls like a budget Hulk. And don't get me started on his Four Tails transformation. The dude sprouts chakra spikes and sets people on fire by existing near them. Flaming porcupine mode. Activated, but with great power comes zero self-control. The moment Sora tapped into that Kurama chakra, he lost his mind. Like Naruto's early days, but worse. Full-on berserk mode, driven by rage and the fox's whispers in his head. And in the end, that chakra didn't even want him. After his fight with Naruto, all the tailed beast chakra inside Sora went back to its rightful owner. Talk about being rejected by a power you never fully had. Compared to Naruto or even Menma, Sora was a temporary detour, a glitch in the system. Hochi. Now this one. This one had boss energy. If Sora was chaotic and unstable, Hochi was calm, calculated, and deadly serious. This mysterious monk from the Land of Wind looked like he walked straight out of a Dark Souls game, armed with chakra chains and monk drip. Hoichi didn't need a tailed beast sealed inside him. He had a better idea. Steal their chakra. Using special chakra chains, eerily similar to what Kushina used to suppress Kurama, Hoichi set his sights on 2 Jinchuriki, Gaara and Fu. And yeah, the man went for both. At the same time. Bold move. He anchored his chains straight into their tailed beasts, Shukaku and Matatabi, and began draining their chakra directly into himself. For a brief moment, Hoichi actually became a pseudo-Jinchuriki of 2 Biju. That's right, 2 for 1 special. Not bad for a guy who basically lived in the desert. But the real flex? His chains locked onto chakra points like precision-guided missiles. Even Neji, the Byakugan genius, had to go full Hyuga mode to break them. That's how dangerous those bindings were. Hoichi stood firm, unmoving, in the middle of a battlefield, absorbing monstrous chakra like he was meditating through a hurricane. For a second, it felt like he might actually pull it off. But of course, life in Naruto doesn't reward solo ambition for long. A bunch of Konoha shinobi showed up and ruined his whole operation. Classic timing. From a potential boss-level threat to just another failed villain of the week, Hoichi's downfall was fast and brutal. His technique? Genius. His execution? Not so much. And so, Hoichi went from unmovable monk to forgotten failure in record time. Moral of the story? Don't mess with two Biju at once, especially when you're not even a real Jinchuriki. Mecha Naruto. Alright, now things are getting weird. I mean extra weird. You thought clone Jinchuriki was bad? Wait till you meet Mecha Naruto. Naruto's robot twin that nobody asked for, but somehow still ended up in both the anime and a video game. This chrome-plated monstrosity first showed up in Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution, and let me tell you, it's peak fanfiction gone real. Some say Orochimaru made it. Others say Menma had a hand in it. Either way, someone clearly woke up one day and said, "What if Naruto, but Transformer?" Now here's the crazy part. Mecha Naruto doesn't have a real Biju sealed inside him. Instead, he gets a direct injection of Kurama's chakra straight into his metallic core. Just chakra in, fox mode out. No emotional bond, no inner voice whispering dark thoughts. Just cold and hard calculations. And this bot? He's got moves. We're talking Biju Cloak version 2, but make it mech style. Massive Rasengan launchers, chakra laser beams, and even a full Kurama projection like Iron Man summoning a tailed beast from his arc reactor. The guy's basically a walking arsenal powered by hate and steel. But of course, there's a catch. He might look powerful, but compared to the real Naruto, he's missing something. Call it heart, call it soul, call it plot relevance. Mecha Naruto doesn't feel. He doesn't learn. And worst of all, he can be hacked. That's right. Orochimaru literally put in a backdoor to hijack his own machine. Typical. In the end, this high-tech nightmare went from main threat to comic relief. Naruto beat him, of course, because real always trumps replica. But hey, at least Mecha Naruto gave us some killer animations and a boss fight that looked like Dragon Ball met Pacific Rim. Zero Tails. Now if Mecha Naruto was sci-fi weird, this next one dives straight into horror. Meet Shinobi, aka the Zero Tails. This thing isn't a Jinchuriki, or even a Biju. It's bad vibes that decided to become sentient. You ever feel so much negative emotion you turn into a demonic leech with a mask? No? Just Shinobi then. This creature appears in Naruto Shippuden the movie 2, Bonds, and it's one of the strangest fake-tailed beasts in the entire franchise. It didn't come from the Sage of Six Paths. It wasn't split from the Ten Tails. Nah. It was born from the darkness in people's hearts, like every edgy anime villain ever, but taken literally. It latches onto humans, feeds on their despair, and uses their pain to generate dark chakra. No tails, no sealing ritual. It just exists. Creepy, persistent, and hard to kill. Shinobi is a parasite, but a powerful one. It fought against Naruto in Four Tails mode and actually held its own. Even when Naruto chopped its head off, the thing grew another one. Like a cursed hydra that feeds on emotional breakdowns. It doesn't need a host like a normal Biju. It is the host, a living cloud of pure spite. And in terms of danger, it's less about physical destruction and more about spiritual decay. This thing could probably run a therapy office to harvest your trauma. So while it's not a real tailed beast, Shinobi still fits on this list. Not because it mimics a Jinchuriki, but because it mimics the feeling of having a demon inside you. And honestly, that's scarier than most real Biju. Kisame Hoshigaki. Let's take a break from artificial chakra bombs and soul-sucking monsters to talk about someone who earned the title of fake Jinchuriki through pure savagery. That's right, it's Kisame Hoshigaki, the infamous mist ninja, the monster of the hidden mist, and the man who made even Akatsuki members side-eye their exits. Kisame didn't need a Biju sealed inside him. He had something better, Samahada, This living sword devours chakra, specifically. One touch, and your entire fuel tank is gone. Even Killer Bee's six-tails cloak got sucked away like spilled soda through a straw. Samahata didn't only feed off Biju chakra, it gave that power back to Kisame, turning him into a regeneration machine with stamina for days. No tailed beast inside him, but he fought like he had one on speed dial, hence the nickname. Tailed beast without a tail. In battle, Kisame was an absolute menace. He could flood the entire battlefield with water, trap his enemies in an aquatic dome, and then fuse with Samihata to become a half-man, half-shark hybrid that never ran out of chakra. Basically, a walking water hazard who never got tired. Compared to Naruto, Kisame didn't have the fancy cloaks or flashy speeches, but he didn't need them. His durability, his endless chakra pool, and his sheer brutality made him as terrifying as a real Jinchuriki, sometimes even more. The only thing he lacked was an inner demon, unless you count his smile. In the end, Kisame died on his own terms, loyal to the mission, unshaken, and still carrying enough chakra to start a small war. No sealed beast, no special lineage, just a guy with a sword and a death stare that said, "I don't need a fox, I am the problem." Sasuke Uchiha. And now, it's time for the most broken, most overhyped, and most overpowered fake Jinchuriki in the entire series. Sasuke Uchiha. Specifically, the version of him at the Valley of the End, right before he turned into Babasuke and started mentoring kids with trauma. In that final Shippuden battle, Sasuke pulled out the biggest Uno reverse card on the ninja world. After gaining the Rinnegan and chakra from the Sage of Six Paths, Sasuke did something wild. He sealed all 9 tailed beasts inside his perfect Susanoo. Yes, he literally used his giant chakra armor as a storage unit for nuclear monsters. Who needs sealing jutsu when your chakra mech is also a tailed beast cage? With that boost, Sasuke unlocked Indra's Arrow, a chakra nuke so powerful it makes Biju bombs look like firecrackers. One shot, aimed straight at Naruto, in a fight that shook the entire valley and probably terrified every bird in a 100-mile radius. For a moment, he became a temporary pseudo-Jinchuriki, fueled by the collective power of all the Biju. Like the sage himself. No contract, no emotional bonds, just raw, borrowed power channeled through hatred, purpose, and the will to slap some sense into a blonde idiot. Compared to Obito or Madara, Sasuke's version of fake Jinchuriki was short-lived, but on another level entirely. More destructive, more precise, more dangerous. And yet, it still wasn't enough. Because Naruto, our unkillable bowl-cut-wearing talk-no-jutsu champion, tanked that arrow like it was a paper cut. In the end, Sasuke didn't lose because he was weak. He lost because the other guy refused to stay down. Black Zetsu. Now we finish the list with the sneakiest, slimiest, and arguably most terrifying fake of them all. Black Zetsu, aka Hadsu, aka the evil ink stain that ruined everything. While others were trying to become Jinchuriki by force or accident, Black Zetsu played the long game. This dude was literally Kaguya's will incarnate, sneaking through the cracks of ninja history like a cursed USB drive. From the era of the Sage of Six Paths to the final war, he was always there, whispering, scheming, and gaslighting every major villain into doing what Mama Rabbit wanted. Now here's the crazy part. Zetsu didn't become a Jinchuriki himself. No. He hijacked someone else's body and piggybacked off their Jinchuriki transformation. When Obito became the Ten Tails host, Zetsu jumped in, controlling him from within. When Madara finally reached peak power, Zetsu said, "Thanks for the setup," stabbed him in the back, literally, and transformed him into Kaguya. It was like watching someone download a virus mid-update and suddenly turn into their mom. Zetsu didn't fight directly. He didn't need to. He manipulated Madara like a chess piece and rewrote the ninja world with a backhand. Forget Biju bombs. Zetsu's weapon was betrayal, and his jutsu was 100% manipulation. Compared to Naruto, Zetsu had no friendship speeches, no power-ups. All he has done is quiet whispers and a 1,000-year con. And somehow, it worked. For a few minutes. In the end, all that scheming, backstabbing, and chakra hacking boiled down to one mission. Bring back Kaguya. That's it. He wasn't even trying to win. He just wanted his mom to wake up from her dirt nap and continue the family drama.